So, welcome you all in our last lecture on Google Classroom. So far we have learned how to create quiz, and here we can see I have already created two quiz for midterm and another is quiz 2. Okay, now what I'll do is I'll just edit it and change the time. Okay, so I'll just remove the date and I'll save it so that student can submit this quiz right now. Okay, and also I will edit it and change the schedule time. Okay, and I'll assign it. It's assigned. Yes. Now suppose a student wanted to appear for an exam, appear for this quiz. So how a student can access? Okay, so this is the student's page. He will click on his Google Classroom, and what he can see is there are two quizzes available to him. Okay, the student will click on first quiz. He will he will click on the quiz for midterm and he will start entering his. Then in which country was COVID-19? Then in which country was COVID-19 first reported? Answer is China. What is COVID-19? It's a disease, coronavirus disease. Which virus caused the disease COVID-19? SARS-CoV-2. Student will click on next. Tell me something about this image. This is coronavirus. Next, write an essay on COVID-19. Suppose a student don't write any essay. He just write coronavirus. Okay, and he submit the exam. So now the student has submitted the exam. Okay, he can go back to his classroom and appear for another quiz. Okay, so this is the another quiz which I have prepared for the student. So this is another quiz which I have prepared for the student. The student have to enter his email ID, his name, and Taj Mahal is located in which city? So the student have to answer it's Agra. Ahmed Fort is situated in which city? His answer is Jaipur, and he will submit this question. Okay, now this is all at students part. Student had submitted both the quiz. Now we will come back to our teacher sections, and here we can see this is handed in. Okay, and if we click on another quiz, again it's handed in, so we can evaluate this quiz now. Sorry, as a teacher I'll click on how to create. I can see it that student has submitted it. I will click on handed in, and here I can assign the marks for the student. Okay, now before assigning the marks for the student, I have to check his answers. Okay, so what I'll do is on this quiz, and we have to click on this sign. Okay, so now we can access the editable version, and we can see there are three different responses available to us, and we can check the answers. Okay, now for checking the answer I have to go to the individual. Okay, as an individual, the last student have submitted the marks, submitted his answers, so I will assign marks to him. In which country was COVID-19 first reported? It's China. Was COVID-19? So the student has written coronavirus disease, though I have typed two different responses. If he has written the right marks, I can give the 1 marks to him, or if he has written the wrong answer, I can mark 0. Okay, so in this case the student has answered correctly, it's a coronavirus disease. Okay, so it's 1. Now in another case, this was the multiple click option. So student had opted the right answer, and 1 marks has been assigned to student. Now tell me something about this. The student has written coronavirus. As a teacher, I haven't assigned any answer for this question, so I have to personally evaluate this question, and I can write, since he have only just written the name, I will give him the half marks, and write an essay on COVID-19 since he haven't answered anything, so I'll just mark him 1 as he has written coronavirus, or I can mark 0. Okay, so now in this case, since I have marked 0, I can save it. Okay, I have edited the response for the student. So this is the one way. The another way is I can click on hand in and I can directly enter the marks for the student. Okay, so since we have already entered the marks for the student, I'm not entering the marks for the student in this quiz. Now we will go back to the previous quiz. So this was the another quiz which was given to the student. So again there are two ways, either I can click on quiz 2 or I can go to the handed in option, and here I have to enter the marks for the student. Okay, so before entering the marks for the student, I have to check whether he have opted for the right answers or not. So again I'll click on this sign and I'll check his responses. Okay, so one response is available to us, and Taj Mahal is located in which city? It's Agra, and Amer Fort is situated in which city? It's Jaipur. Okay, the student have answered both the questions. I will. In case I haven't. It was in these questions I haven't assigned the right marks. So the question is giving showing 0, and the what I can do is I can release these scores. Okay, the moment I'll release the score, I have to click on send emails and release, and it will automatically send the response to the student. Okay, though the response given by the teacher is wrong, because I haven't assigned the correct answer to the question, so that's why it was automatically given 0. Okay, I have to go to the setting options, quiz options, and there I have to click on this later after manual review. Okay, now I can click on this option, and since I have done a mistake in that form, what I can do, I can manually enter his marks in this. Okay, the moment I enter 2 out of 2, I have to click on return button. The moment I'll click on return button, I can either add the comment for the student or directly click on return. The moment I click on return button, the marks 2 marks has been allotted to the student. Okay, same thing we will do for our another quiz, which was the second quiz. So we will click on this quiz, and here we have to assign the marks. So what this in this case the student score only 4 marks. I will click on return button, submit the return, and 4 marks has been allotted to the student. Now we will go back to the Google Classroom, and here in people option I can see Gaurav Rana, and I can see his performance. He have scored 2 out of 2 in second quiz, he have scored 4 out of 10 in first quiz, and he has scored 25 out of 25. Another way to check the score for the student is to go to the marks option, and here we can see these marks has already been allotted to the student. 2 out of 2, 4 out of 10, and 25 out of 25. Now only one thing is left in Google Classroom is we have to go to the create option, and we can directly ask question from the student. Okay, suppose I create a question. What do you mean by arithmetic arithmetic Okay, and I can decide whether it will be a short answer or a multiple choice. So I will keep it a short answer, and again there are certain options available to me. I can either upload a file, connect a YouTube video, share a link, or upload a file from Google Drive. So and I can assign marks to this question. So I'll assign only 1 marks to this questions, and I can again assign date and due time, and student can reply to each other. Can student reply to each other? No, student can't reply to each other. And students can edit answers? No, they can edit the answer. I will submit the ask. Okay, so it has been submitted as asked. Okay, now we can see one question is available. Okay, now we will go back to the student frame, and the moment I'll go to the student frame, I have to refresh this. And here we can see one more question is available for a student. Student can click on this question. What do you mean by arithmetic mean? Student can answer it. Type your answer. The student will write its mean or average. Okay, and he can click on turn in. The moment he will click on turn in, it will submit the answers for this student. Okay, now the student has submitted his answer. We'll again go back to the teacher's frame, and we will refresh it. Now it has been refreshed, and we can click on this question, and here we can see one is handed in. That means student has answered it. One student have answered the question, and we can assign marks 1 out of 1 if the answer is right. Okay, the student Gaurav Rana has answered its mean or average. So in this case, student has answered the questions. I will allot 1 marks, and I'll click on return, and it has been written. The moment I'll click on return, I will allot the marks to the student. We'll go back to the classroom. Now we can go to the marks, and in marks options we can see it has also accumulated these questions into the marks for the student. So the student has scored 1 out of 1, 2 out of 2, 4 out of 10, and 25 out of 25. So that's all about Google Classroom. So let me give you once again a brief about Google Classroom. Okay, so in Google Classroom, this is the class code which is required to add a student. We can change the theme from for our classroom. This is the upcoming option. If we schedule any quiz or if we assign any assignment to the student, it will show here upcoming. Okay, stream is like a announcement section for the student. Whatever this teacher is doing and whatever the material assignment and quiz the teacher is uploading, it will be available to the students. Teacher can directly communicate with the student through the stream options. If we go back to the classwork options, so here we can add material. Here we can create the classroom, we can create quiz, we can directly ask questions to the student. In people section, if we will go, we can add multiple number of teachers in case if there are multiple number of teachers for a particular subject, or we can add multiple number of students also. And the moment we will go to the mark sections where we can see our overall mark summary for the students. The moment we will click on setting options, we can again change the Google Classroom's name. We can give a description, we can change the sections, we can change the room, we can change the subject, and these are the certain journal informations. The class code, stream student can post and comment, so we can change this setting. Student can only comment, only teacher can post and comment. Okay, classroom on stream, show condensed notification or hide the notification, show attachment and details. The how you want the information to should have to be available on the stream section. And show deleted items. No, I don't want to show any deleted items. Okay, in term of mark calculation, overall marks need to be calculated. So far I have clicked on no overall marks. Okay, we can click on this, total points need to be evaluated, show overall marks to the student. Yes, the student should be able to see his overall marks. Okay, and we can click on save. Now it has saved, and here we can see the overall marks is available to the student. It's 84.21%, and here right now we are seeing this marks under teachers framework. So now we have entered into the student section. The student can view his marks. Okay, so for viewing his marks, student have to click on this questions. He can see 1 out of 1 has been allotted to the student. If the student will go on another quiz, here the student can see 2 out of 2 has been allotted to the student. In case of third quiz, student can see 4 out of 10 has been allotted to the student, and the student has also submitted an assignment. Okay, so student can click on the assignment and student can check his marks. 25 out of 25 has been awarded to the student. So that's all about Google Classroom. I hope you have enjoyed the session. Please stay tuned, we have more to come. Thank you very much.